Would you give up the dog you saved from the street because your parents told you to? I found him wedged under a grocery cart someone had shoved into the rack crooked, his tan fur plastered dark with rain. One back paw was twisted through a plastic six-pack ring, the kind you're supposed to cut before you throw away. He was pulling against it, yelping every time it dug deeper, shaking so hard I thought he might be seizing. Hey, it's okay. My hands were already on the cart, and he flinched so violently I thought he'd bolt, but he couldn't. The ring had him pinned. I dropped to my knees in a puddle that soaked through my jeans and reached for his paw. He tried to bite me, teeth snapping on air, and I didn't blame him. I know. I'm sorry, just hold still. The plastic cut into his pad, red and raw from fighting it. I worked my fingers under the loop, stretching it as wide as I could, and he whimpered so loud a woman glanced over, then kept walking. The ring finally popped free, and he scrambled backward, limping, still crying, eyes locked on me like I might be next. I pulled my hoodie over my head and held it out low. Come here, please. He didn't move, just stood there shaking, one paw off the ground, staring at me like he wanted to trust me but didn't know how. I stayed still, just kept the hoodie open while the rain pounded down and my groceries floated away somewhere behind me. Finally, he took one step, then another. Then he was pressed against my stomach, shaking harder than ever, and I wrapped the hoodie around him and stood up before he could change his mind. He cried the whole drive home, this soft whine that didn't stop, even when I whispered that he was safe now. By the time I pulled into the driveway, my shirt was soaked through from rain and puppy, and I didn't care. My parents were less enthusiastic. Absolutely not. Just until he's healthy, I said, already halfway to the bathroom. Then I'll take him to a shelter, I promise. You have 3 days, my mother called after me. I ran a shallow bath, warm, but not hot. He didn't fight me, just stood there shaking while I rinsed mud and blood off his paw. No collar, no chip. Nothing that said anyone had ever wanted him. That night, he fell asleep on my chest, still damp, one paw stretched out like he was making sure I was still there. His breathing evened out, and the shaking stopped, and I stayed perfectly still even though my arm went numb. For the first time in years, someone needed me, and I wasn't letting that go. 3 days turned into a week while his paw healed. The week turned into a month because he still limped, and my mother said shelters wouldn't take him yet. The month turned into a year because by then, nobody was pretending anymore. I named him Scout. It just fit. The way he explored every corner like he was on a mission. He grew fast, gangly puppy legs turning solid and strong, tan fur thickening into a coat that shed everywhere no matter how much I brushed him. By 6 months, he'd outgrown every bed I bought. By a year, he was 70 pounds of muscle and energy that knocked over the trash at least once a week. My parents complained constantly about the hair on the couch, the muddy prints on the floor, the way he barked at the mail carrier like she was personally offending him every day at 2:30. My father threatened to rehome him at least once a month, usually after Scout chewed something he shouldn't have. I didn't realize they would soon follow through with it. Full story on my channel below.